Take a look at these sentences. Sentence number 1, either cheeseburger Oreos are awesome or the end of the world is near. Sentence number 2, cheeseburger Oreos are awesome unless the end of the world is near. All right, so we can see here we have two more compound sentences. That is, we have sentences that are comprised of multiple simple sentences, and they're being brought together in a particular relationship with one another. But notice that these sentences express a different kind of relationship than we saw when we looked at conjunction, when we looked at dot. When we looked at sentences that were represented by dot, in conjunctive sentences, we were looking at sentences that made a claim that the two sentences being brought together are both true. This is the case, and this is the case. Cheeseburger Oreos are awesome is true, and it's also true. However, it's also true, but it's also true. Moreover, it's also true that the end of the world is near, okay? So in conjunction, when we use dot, we're being offered multiple simple sentences, and they're both being claimed to be true. That doesn't seem to be what these sentences are expressing, though. These sentences are saying, look, I have two statements, and either this one is true or that one is true. I'm not necessarily saying both are true. Either cheeseburger Oreos are awesome or the end of the world is near. And we can represent these kinds of statements with the connective called wedge. Wedge expresses the relationship of disjunction. In a disjunctive statement like these, we're being told that one of two things is true, or at least one of two things is true, not necessarily both. And we can use this wedge to symbolically represent these statements as C wedge E. And whenever we say C wedge E, we're saying one of these statements. And these two statements mean sort of the same thing, although again, you can see that there would be different contexts in which you might say statement number 1 or statement number 2. But if we look at the logic of these two statements, they're both doing the same kind of thing. They're taking two simple statements, C and E, and they're both saying that either this is true, C, or this is true, E, but not necessarily both C and E. And this is the relationship of disjunction.